Hi friends! It has been a little over a month since we closed Oliver. We talk about being an artist of faith, and ultimately, as an artist of faith, that simply means I'm an artist and I have faith in God. But as a part of my passion project this semester, I decided to approach the production process of Oliver with a different kind of perspective. To be intentional and pay attention to how God is moving in the process and how my fellow artists of faith approach the work. Here's what I learned.
Why do you turn out and say the second I want some more?
Because he scares me away, but then I want to challenge him, so I can rap. So I defend what I claim.
Great. Defend. Defy.
Oliver is indeed a story of redemption. As I previously mentioned, it took a while for me to begin to see it. But by the time we closed the show, I felt so sure that this story is more than its athletic choreography and stunning costumes.
Be fated. Why should we be fated to do nothing but
Just be a spider monkey.
While it is easy for the story to be told in a despairing way, it is also easy for the ending to be too easy and too happy. During this show, I discovered that the redemption isn't just in Oliver finding his family. It is present throughout the whole show, peeking out from the suffering and pointing to something greater than the darkness. I find hope in the playfulness and joy the orphans and pickpocket children find in the midst of suffering, in their imagination and games, in the families they create together. I see hope in Papa as people find joy and celebration in dancing. Hope and redemption is present in Nancy's sacrifice for Oliver.
Let him go.
It is present in the kindness and care of Mrs. Bedwin. I discovered that in Who Will Buy I see God. I see a beautiful morning that can't be bought. In order to find that joy in suffering, Ben asked us to think about that moment when we see nature that just takes our breath away. When I see nature like that, I can't help but think about its creator and how magnificent he must be. I got to live in that moment during Who Will Buy reprise. I also learned through Oliver that we have to live into and recognize the darkness in order to recognize what is dark about it, and to see the beauty of hope and redemption. As orphan kids, we have to be scared that Mr. Bumble might beat us if he catches us, in order for the joy of our imagination and play to be clear. We have to let ourselves be terrified of Sykes, scared that he might lash out and kill us at any moment during my name, in order to discover the darkness present, the need for something better, and to understand the power of Nancy's sacrifice. The Who Will Buy quartet has to live into the desperate need of these poor people in order to understand the wonder of the morning that can't be bought when Oliver sings and in the ensemble reprise. We have to witness the horror of Nancy's death to understand the power of her sacrifice and the complex beauty of Oliver's reunion with family. We need to see Fagin's inner turmoil and ambiguity in reviewing the situation in order to understand the impact of his reflection on change at the very end of the show. These moments of great struggle highlight moments of great joy and redemption. I also learned through the process that there is an abundance of time. God can use whatever we bring. He meets us in our exhaustion and doubt. He uses our tired voices and unfinished sets. I saw Jesus in the community of this show, in the grace required in long rehearsals, patience cultivated in the work, and love towards one another in the rehearsal room and on stage. In Theater as Ministry, we were reading the book Art and Faith by Makoto Fujimura. One of the quotes that really stuck out to me this semester is when Fujimura says, "Our Creator gives us a mandate, despite our brokenness, to create in, through, and for love." If God is love, then this statement is saying I am commanded to create in, through, and for God. In my art, my writing, and my theater, this means I am creating in the presence of God. I'm creating through God by creating with the materials He has given me. I am partaking in His creation as I craft words or action. Finally, I get to create for love, or for God, by making my work an act of worship and prayer to Him. I act and I write as an act of love for Christ, to honor and glorify Him. I get to do this in Oliver. And we are called to do this act of love despite our brokenness. despite our weakness. In 2 Corinthians 12, God says, "My grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness." I became aware of a lot of weakness during the Oliver process. I found myself exhausted and struggling personally, but in that, God met me. He held me. He gave me what I needed in unexpected ways. He called me to lean on Him. I certainly felt it. There's a different atmosphere when you look at your audience and love them, when you look at your castmates and love them. And I feel that in the room. When I was weary or lacking presence and focus, I was often reminded by castmates that God's grace is abundant and enough, that He will meet me where I'm at, and I can simply try to be present for the next 5 seconds.
Posing rehearsal show, everybody. Wow.
It is my hope and intention that through Oliver we are able to create in, through, and for love. In, through, and for God. This is Oliver, a story of redemption, hope in struggle, grace in weakness, not just in the script or on the stage, but also in us.
Yeah, so it's down as the roll, and then it's now Robin Corning and put a board.
Hey, you want to be in the vlog? How's it going? Do you want to be in the vlog?
I'm more than happy.
Yeah. At least in a barrel. Costumes that are being pulled for Oliver. Go, yes, queens. What are you guys working on?
We're working on the railing, the banister.
Whoa. Yeah, sure. Yay. Oh, yes. Let's go. Yay. Wow, exciting stuff. Let's go, Marley. Guess. Oh my gosh, the scrunchie. We are headed to. Oh, you took a bite.
Rehearsal.
JK. Rehearsal. 80s dances tonight, and we can't go, but it's in the same building, so we decided that our rehearsal would be 80s
So
rehearsal. We're gonna do Papa
Papa in 80s
in 80s
gear.
clothes, and then on every 10-minute break, we will we will be out on the bridge dancing the night away. You can say hi to my vlog too if you as you can see, we just did our hair. So I need my mic to be taped down. The blush is crazy. Time to get our costume.